Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Farm Simulator 2022. Now, something came up that made me change my plans. We were going to start working with our tractor a little bit, but, guys, if you see what comes on sale, you got to check this every month. There's a Bobcat here, John Deere skid steer. And that is super gonna be handy. It's 50% off, and we have to be efficient with our money, and this is gonna be a huge help down the road to us. I was actually gonna try to buy a fertilizer spreader and get going in that today, but with that being said, just to show you guys what the prices are on normal, there they are right here, skid loaders. You can see to get one at $6,000 is going to be a huge help off of these prices. So uh, even though it's a slightly little bit early because of the price of that thing and sales being as big as they are, we need to. And the one thing we can do if we go look at our deals is I think we're going to do a couple little harvests here to make the money. We're going to borrow the items for this one, and we're also going to accept the contract on Field 3. That's because Field 3 is just on the other side of this. I was hoping we could get 5. It's right here, but 3's right on the other side of it. It's really tiny. And we get to try our hand at a first harvest. Also, this head folds up, which is going to be beautiful. For you guys that haven't, not really fully aware of the harvest deal, you guys are going to get a quick rundown. So I'm going to move these down to field 3 quick. To be honest, I don't even know I made a cut. The field is actually just right here, like I said, on the other side of that cornfield for us. We're going to go ahead and park this guy right here. Let's go ahead and grab, unfold this header. So this is a corn header. This isn't a small green header. They're different. We'll get into all the different harvesting stuff as we go. Let's lower. That one being able to fold is a huge thing. And now the beautiful thing, we get to unfold the harvester. Oh, no, don't do the auger. That was the wrong button, in case you guys are wondering. There we go. Actually, it's going to be one of our last opportunities to be able to harvest here at the end of the year, because it is October. And I'm going to try to stay off of everybody else's fields. But let's go ahead. Oh, turn this on. Let's get going. And we're going to try to get every piece off this. Obviously, this machine's a little bit big for this particular field, but it won't be for our next one, I can assure you that. Maybe, in fact, a tiny bit small. But if you guys didn't know, obviously, harvest, you come through with a harvester and you take the field. This is one I feel I probably don't have to explain a whole lot. But as we get down the road on this series, we're going to talk more about each individual header and harvester. This is actually a really nice harvester for this map, because this map isn't very big. And then also we have to remember, oh wow, we could just back up and get to the end of the row again. Oh, the one thing I want to do is not run on other fields. I know it doesn't actually hurt it in the game, but it's not realistic. And I want to play this as realistic as I can, because that's kind of just how I enjoy games. So let me do this last row, and I will show you our next step here to completing a harvest contract. So now that we got that field cleared out, we're going to have to haul the grain over. Let's see, let's get real kind of close anyway. We'll go right here, and then we will move the harvester. There we go. All right, so now we're going to unload the harvester, which is actually a really fun process to do. Oh man, did they give us, that thing barely works. This is a big green cart. All right, so we're unloading. It's already unloaded. Normally you would do this in the field while the harvester's going. You don't want the harvester to stop. But let's fold this bad boy up. Let's fold the header up so we can get it to move again. Having a foldable corn header like this, huge thing. So while we folding this up, let's see where we got to take that to. Where's our contracts? We have to, let's see. Trying to think here. Take it to the cereal factory. So how I've always done this is I will go to something, the cereal factory. There we go. And I will just highlight it. We can tag the place, and we should be able to see it on the map here now. And the mission should actually highlight it for you too. Let's see. Should be blinking. So it's the very bottom of the map we got to go to right now. I think what we'll do is we'll head there, but I'm trying to show you here. Let's get into a clear area. We should have a pretty big green area that will show up here in a second. Let's wow, this is a close quarters in town here, isn't it? Alright, so that's the beauty of this series is we're gonna have to balance having really big equipment with super wait, am I going the right way? I am. So the green area, there it is. You should see that green thing out in the distance. That's where we're heading. So we have to balance really good equipment with having, oh, let's not go willy-nilly here. Equipment that's small enough to fit on these roads and these bridges. All right, so I'm going to meet you down there, guys. This tractor is like a rocket ship. And also over here, a lot bigger fields over here too. So I think we actually have to go to one of them bigger fields for this next deal. But we're getting over here. Having a tractor goes 39 is going to make traveling or taking this stuff to the sell points a lot easier. A little bit of a bump there. Looks like this is the road we're going to be going on. Yeah, this is the oil mill. So this is kind of like the industrial park, it looks like. It's really cool on this map that it does, in fact, have that. So let's go ahead and back up into the unload area. Now it should, because this is so small, it should say all of a sudden complete, and then we'll get some money for extra. That's what I'm hoping. Won't be much. There we go. $14 for extra for extra deals. So we can actually take here now that we have that complete. We're going to go ahead and grab completed. We're going to grab our massive $140. But it was on the way, so it was worth doing, honestly. And it was fun. And now we're going to have to go to field 150, which actually is down here. So it's actually that field that I showed being big. It was literally the one right next to it. So it's going to be just that one right past that big field off to our right there. So I'm going to head over there, guys. While getting ready to move our harvester down there, I thought I would bring you with on my thought process more in this series than I normally do. Even though this didn't yield us a bunch of money with corn on a contract, it is in fact a very small field. As you can see here, it's field 3, but on farmland it's 4. They don't always line up. It's only $6,000. And while it wasn't super productive on corn, we could put a high yield crop in there. And what I mean by high yield is not all the crops produce the same amount from each field. Like, for example, if we put potatoes in here, which I think we could maybe get into pretty early, we might get 10,000 liters of potatoes out of this. You know, instead of 15,000 of corn or maybe 700 of canola. And as we get down the road, we'll talk more about plans, because I got some pretty cool plans. I don't want to just start this by just doing field work all the time. Now, granted, we got contracts and stuff that we're going to have to do in the beginning. Um, some here, as you can see, but we're already getting a tractor and we got a piece of land and we're already planning our next steps, kind of. So that's always helpful. Now, this isn't corn. This is actually sunflowers, which is actually pretty cool. We don't get these grown where I live, but I've seen them harvested before on videos, and they're pretty cool, actually. They do, you can use the same header. You can use like a corn header for these, but they actually do have a sunflower header. And the sunflower header, while they don't have them in the game anymore, they used to, and you used to be able to travel quicker. Actually, let's take a quick look and see. Yeah, they don't have the. I don't believe. Oh, they do have the sunflower headers in there. Okay, they're just under. You know what? I didn't even notice that. There isn't very many of them though. But you can see they can work at 9 miles an hour instead of the normal 6. Interesting. We're gonna have to remember that if we get into sunflowers. And so first off, we're gonna do. I'm gonna go around the outside, and the reason for that is so I got some room to work. On a real farm, depending on where you live, I know them as end rows. A lot of you guys would probably call these headlands where you guys live, but we call them end rows where I live. And so I'm just going to go ahead outside around the edge of this field, so it's a little bit easier to work. But you can see this thing is not filling up super quick. Sunflowers are like a kind of a lower yield crop. So the other reason you do end rows is so that you have enough room to turn around in the field or get equipment in the field. Let's undo our cover here. As you can see, I've done 3, rows around the outside. That gives me enough time to turn this harvester around the end of each row. And let's back up, unload this. We actually got about a full tank doing them 3, so I'm not sure what we'll get out of this. Maybe 15,000, 20,000, somewhere in that area. And might be good for us because, like I said, on every contract in the game, it bases it so that you have a set amount it expects you to get. So if we get some extra by doing a really good job and getting the whole field done, maybe we'll make some extra cash besides the contract. That's what I'm hoping. But I'm thinking, guys, we should do a montage here, folks. Right back over here to the industrial park for the oil mill. So we went to the cereal factory last time. I love the layout of this map. You could, I don't know, something about it's so pretty, especially right now during the autumn months. And I think we're gonna definitely have extra. We obviously cleared the whole field. Let's see what we get for extra. 4,300 without collecting our contract. And there it is. We gained another 1,400. Oh, and our environmental score penalty is hurting us a little bit. So we have something in here called precision farming. And right now our environmental score is 43. So it's not ideal. But there is a few things that we're going to have to do. We'll get into that. You can see our score is 50 there. I don't know why we have a 39 here. Oh, you know what? It also counts the entire. So if you look at land owned, because technically we own all this, the edges of stuff, and that's so we can build. um, that score is actually affecting us as well. So we'll have to keep that in mind. We're on 50 on our land. That's the most important thing. So we'll do our best. Yeah, see, we're on 50 on our piece of land. Even though we're really not farming it, I'll take that. And we're gonna have to make some goals here, actually, too. We'll probably talk about it more in the next episode, but what we want to start saving up money and starting to accomplish. So we're back at the shop. Let's go ahead and complete that contract. That should give us enough for our forklift or our skid steer. And you can see, in fact, who it is. I don't even want to change everything on it. It's an old, worn out looking thing. So the beauty of this thing is it is uh, pretty heavy and it's got a lot of power. Even though it's older, it's slow. But if you see 4.4 tons, let's go ahead and buy it. It is not ginormous, but man, do we have enough to buy? We should buy. Let's go down here and see what can, in fact. You know what? We're going to have to get the pallet forks and the bale spear, and we're going to have no money left after that. But I do want them for this thing. They're going to come down in the road real important. Let's make sure we do, in fact, have the right ones. So, yep, that's good. And that's good. All right, so, all right, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead. Let's see. It's got a light. Horn is terrible. Every time I do a horn, it's always terrible. Now, I know we're not going to have enough money for this, but we should check this out here. Repairs only 74 on it. We're going to do that. So it's going to look all beat up, but she's getting good run and work in order, which is important. And I know we just bought the forks, or we just bought Spike over there, our first tractor. And I'll let you guys name this Bobcat down below. So best names that you can think of for this little green Bobcat. But I know we have the forks and the stuff, but you always want two. For example, if we wanted to do a fertilizer spreader, we would probably have to lift the fertilizer with this Bobcat because obviously that tractor could not load itself. So let me go grab the other thing here and I will be RBs. Well, guys, we have our first 3 pieces of equipment. I forgot about the bikes. We got 3. With that being said, episode's a little long. We'll see you in the next episode where we only have 45 bucks. Maybe we can buy Mac and Don's Supper Club. That's McDonald's for the late person. And head to bed, guys. I'll see you next time, folks, in November. Have a good one.